The Carter Center in Atlanta is dedicated to waging peace, fighting disease, and building hope. Hope drove Jimmy Carter during his presidency more than 4 decades ago.
President Carter was willing to take risks.
The Carter Center's Yahweh Liu says there was no bigger risk than Carter and China's Deng Xiaoping's decision to formalize relations between the two countries on January 1st, 1979.
The joint decision by him and by Vice Premier Deng Xiaoping changed America for the better, changed China for the better, changed the whole world for the better.
45 years after that dramatic step between two former foes, the U.S. China relationship is more worthy of discussion than ever. It was under the microscope here on Tuesday. As the Carter Center CEO put it,
dialogue is a critical element to any foreign policy.
After a period of tension, high-level talks between the two countries have resumed, but many vexing problems remain, like military security, close encounters in the South China Sea.
This could spill over into bilateral relationship between China and U.S. as a major crisis event.
It's not inevitable that we will have a U.S. China conflict in which we're fighting a war, but I think it is inevitable that we will have a crisis. How we manage that crisis and how we deal with that crisis, I think is much more important for us to focus on.
Technology is another hot-button issue.
These two countries have already waged what I can call it a data war. The most important thing for both sides is try to figure out as soon as possible how to slow this trend.
Elections this year in Taiwan and the U.S. could also introduce new variables, could impact relations between the two countries once more.
We are in a very, very precarious and uncertain period with the American election coming up.
Whether between governments or in sessions like these, many emphasize, talking is key.
In the current era, I think that the scholarly opinions, the opinions on the panel discussions can oftentimes provide input to policymakers.
As the U.S. and China seek to maintain stability in their relationship.
Let us stay true to the commitment we made when establishing diplomatic ties, act in line with the trend of the times, show foresight, courage, and creativity.
Much, Jimmy Carter's biographer says, as he and Deng did all those years ago.
He believes that normalization of relations will be arguably the longest-lasting accomplishment of his time in office.
One that's paid huge dividends and is still vigorously debated to this day. Hendrik Sabrandi, CGTN, Atlanta.